Hello. If, like me, you've recently returned to cycling after a long time away, chances are you're finding the prospect of cycling on public roads quite terrifying, or at least pretty daunting. There's lots more traffic around these days, speed limits are being routinely ignored, and of course the road surface as well is probably the worst I can remember, at least here in the UK, and I think that applies in other countries as well. Also in the UK we have the problem of an extraordinary level of aggression towards cyclists in general from motorists, quite ridiculous. So in order to do our best to keep safe on the roads, we're going to need to be aware of traffic in front of us, traffic that's oncoming in the opposite lane, and above all, traffic that's behind us. Now, before I go any further, I should say that I would take it as read that you're all looking over your shoulder before you change your road position or manoeuvre into a turn or whatever. That's just good sense, just as you would always look over your shoulder before overtaking in your car. But we can't be doing that all the time, because otherwise we'd be distracted from the road in front of us as well. So what you really need is some sort of way of finding out what's behind you. This is particularly important to somebody like me. I've got a single-sided hearing loss in this ear. And what that means is that although I can hear things, my stereo picture is absolutely way out of kilter. If my phone rings and I don't know where it is, I have to look around for ages because I can't tell whether it's coming from my left or my right or whatever. And that makes the prospect of traffic behind you even more scary. So what solutions are available to us? Well, probably the obvious one is to put a rear view mirror on your bike's handlebars. Unfortunately, for those of us who ride Bromptons, that can be problematic because depending on the size of the mirror, it can significantly interfere with the folding mechanism. I actually tried one of these for a while. This is a little mini mirror which installs in the end of your handlebars. I tried this on the P-line. Quite a few variants of this knocking around. The problem with that I found was, first of all, the mirror was so far away and it was so small, it was very difficult to focus on what was behind me in the reflection. And the other thing was, because it was attached to the handlebars, directly to the handlebars, the road vibrations often made it blur and, again, it was unusable. What else can we use? Well, you can get mirrors which attach to your helmet, and they come out on a little pole, and you have a look in those. I've never really much liked the look of those. Also, I don't like the look of a bit of sharp plastic that could be breaking in a crash so close to my eye. Then you get bike radars. These are electronic gadgets which you fit to the back of your bike, and they detect what's coming and warn you that there's traffic behind you. All well and good, really great gadgets, but they're very expensive. And you have to buy a bike computer first of all to actually make them work, because they need a bike computer to work with. Bike computer, typically anything around 250 to 400 pounds. The bike radar around about 150 pounds. So not a cheap solution. All those solutions have their faults. Every solution has a fault, in fact. But I came across this in my Facebook feed. This is the TriEye, and TriEye make a selection of cycling specs which feature a small rear view mirror built into one side. Depending on which country you're in, you can order the mirror to be either on the left or the right hand side. Driving on the left here, or riding on the left I should say, obviously I've ordered one with the mirror in the right hand lens. So let's take a look at what's in the box. Well, it turns out the contents of the box are pretty simple. You get the specs themselves, which I'll come to in a minute. You get a microfiber cloth to keep them clean, and a little instruction manual. Let's have a look at the specs themselves. And because I wear prescription glasses, I actually got the clip-on version. And you can see these are like a normal clip-on sunglasses you'd buy at the chemist to go over your prescription glasses. If you don't need eye correction, then you can go for TriEye's usual range, and there are far more models to choose from, which are just complete specs units. The clip-ons only come in two versions. Well, they come in four versions. They come in two colours. This one is a polarised version, or you can get a plain smoked grey tint. And then they come in one of either two sizes, depending on how big your actual prescription specs are. As you can see, my normal specs are quite sort of large lenses. They're varifocals, so I went for the larger size, and that turned out to be right. And then all you have to do is to put them like that, put your glasses in here, and then they are ready to go. If I just take them off again for a minute, you can see there up this corner here, there is your little mirror, and it's just like it's almost like a wing mirror off a dinky car, but it's got quite a wide range of adjustment, and it holds in place quite well. The principle is that you arrange the mirror so that when you turn slightly to your right or left, you can see the view behind you. You shouldn't be able to see the view behind you if you're just looking straight ahead, so there's no chance of you getting distracted or confusing what's in front or what's behind. It takes a little bit of adjustment, but I found it's quite easy to do. The complication is if you have it set incorrectly, then you'll be seeing a lot of reflection from your own glasses. And whether you have a prescription that's nearsighted or short-sighted, this should work for you. Okay, looks cool. Let's go and try them out on the road. So this is just a quick ride around my local estate. As you can see, the roads were fairly quiet. That was actually a deliberate choice until I got used to the gadget in question. As you can see though, I came to a pretty rapid stop because the mirror wasn't adjusted as well as I thought it was. And we're on the P line today. Because it's really small and yet close to your eyes, even the tiniest adjustment has a major effect on the rear view. I carried on for a couple more streets, but looking in the mirror again, all I could really see was the frame of my own prescription spectacles. So another stop and a further tweak. As I continued up the hill, I began to realise the main problem with this idea. Not only do you have to get the mirror positioned correctly, but your head also needs to be at a specific point for it to work properly as well. And so you suddenly have four angles in the equation: that of the mirror itself, the inclination of your head, the rotation of your head, and even the position of your gaze. So as you watch these few passes, I have to say that I really caught only one of these previewed in my mirror. I don't know, maybe it's a technique you learn in time? But really, in the stress of public road cycling, what are the chances of the angles lining up correctly every time? So, alas for me, this wasn't the silver bullet I was hoping for. But maybe test the TriEyes out yourself. The clip-on version I bought cost me £65, and the full specs start at approximately the same price, but go up to about £130. So it's not an insignificant investment. I will say that I was impressed with the quality of construction, and the idea seems plausible and creditable. Who knows, maybe I just need to get the knack. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and see you next time.